So starting us off is my kind of favorite spot. I finally have a tripod. Yeah. So I'm going to talk about my Blu-rays, 4Ks, DVDs, they're all mixed in here. And I also want to talk about my posters. So we have Breaking Bad, my favorite show of all time. I just started Game of Thrones. I could pass it. Highly doubt that though. Season 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5, like A and B, whatever they're called. Then we have my favorite director, Tarantino. His films, so Reservoir Dogs, Pulp Fiction, my favorite film, Jackie Brown, Kill Bill, 1 and 2. I kind of consider them one film, like Tarantino. Death Proof, Glorious Bastards, Django Unchained, Hateful Eight, then the amazing set of Once Upon a Time in Hollywood on 4K. Star Wars films, not all of them, but we have prequels, original trilogy, my second favorite trilogy, and then Force Awakens, really enjoy that. Last Jedi, also really enjoy that one, and I really enjoy Revenge of the Sith. I'm sorry I can't go into detail, I would love to, but, you know, the video will be an hour long like it was before. First off, we have Chris Duckman's book. He's my favorite YouTuber, him and David Dobrik. The Film Buff's Bucket List, great book. I have a bunch to watch on my watch list. I'm lighting this with my phone lighter. Phone flashlight. Taxi Driver, awesome packaging, all that stuff. Phantom of the Opera from 1943 goes with the Universal Classic. Monsters, only steelbook I own. I want to get more, we only have Walmart in my town. 2001 Space Odyssey on 4K, this is my 4K selection. American Psycho, one of my 15 favorite films ever. Patrick Bateman's one of my favorite characters. Dark Knight trilogy, favorite trilogy. Blade Runner 2049, probably the best looking 4K. Favorite Tom Cruise film, A Few Good Men. Get Out, good. Goodfellas, one of my favorite films. It Chapter 2. Joker, best looking 4K of a newer film. John Wick, love it. John Wick Chapter 3, need number 2. Schindler's List. Scarface, one of my favorite crime films. The Shining, best looking older 4K transfer. Us. Then we go into my Marvel selection. We have Iron Man on 4K. Captain America, First Avenger on DVD. The Avengers. Blu-ray, Guardians of the Galaxy, super fun. Civil War, love it. Spider-Man Homecoming, every time I watch this one, I like it less. So that kind of says something about the film. Infinity War, really like it. Avengers Endgame, these are all really fun movies. Raimi's Spider-Man trilogy, I love number 2. It grew on me over the years. Really like the first one, third one. It's not as bad as people say. I actually think it's okay. Spider-Man Spider-Verse, great. A few problems. Deadpool, my favorite Marvel film. Deadpool 2. Good sequel, not as good as the first. Wonder Woman, one of the DCEU's best. All the Alien films, including like Prometheus, Covenant, only seen the first 2. Don't plan on watching the other ones anytime soon, but I will get around to it. Back to the Future trilogy. First one is one of my favorite films, and second one's good, third one's okay. Batman from 1989, Batman Returns, Batman Forever, Batman and Robin, interesting collection, really like the first 2. Indiana Jones films, I love Raiders, Jurassic Park, love it. These 2, don't remember much about it. Jurassic World, not great, but I have nostalgia with it. First Hobbit, great trilogy, Lord of the Rings. Fallout, which is weird because I have the rest of the Mission Impossible films down below. And then M. Night Shyamalan's Easter Rail 177 trilogy, so Unbreakable, Glass, and Split. Now we go down to the next row. This is where it's a bit weird. We have my horror films, or kind of first off, Seven, favorite thriller, Babel, whatever you want to call it. Troy, and Curious Case of Benjamin Button. Only seen these 2. Love Seven, as I said. Kind of overrated from what I've heard people praising it. 4 out of 4 stars from Roger Ebert. Halloween, It, Misery, second favorite thriller, love it, love it, love it. Nightmare on Elm Street, Signs, Silence of the Lambs, second favorite thriller. Sixth Sense, of course, love it. Quiet Place, very good, except for like the last few seconds of it. Jaws, amazing, cool VHS type case. X2, a few X-Men films. X2, Last Stand, Origins of Wolverine, awful. Very good. First Class, Days of Future Past, my favorite of the official X-Men films. Mission Impossible, the rest of them, the first 5, really liked most of them except for number 2. Bourne trilogy, only seen the first one somehow. And the Rambo trilogy, Home Alone, all of them. Love the first 2, love the first one so much, one of the best Christmas films. Second one's pretty good. And then we go down to the actual real row. So now we start off with my first 2 animation films. I own a lot more, like my family does, in our main floor. This is my room. Only we have Finding Nemo, my favorite animated film, then Spirited Away, incredible, just masterpiece, one of the best animated films ever made by Studio Ghibli. Got into anime, like Studio Ghibli films last year, and I plan to watch a lot more now. And we get into our drama section. These are split up by genres. 127 Hours, love it. 500 Days of Summer, amazing. Aviator, great. best looking Scorsese films, Breakfast Club, one of my favorite films, Castaway, Disaster Artist, underrated film from A24, Edward Scissorhands, favorite burden, E.T., obviously, love it, Fight Club, second favorite film, Forrest Gump, not only one of my favorites, but one of the best films ever made, Full Metal Jacket, amazing war film, love the first act so much, and the other two are also really good. What's Eating Gilbert Grape, one of the most underrated films of all time, Johnny Depp, Leonardo DiCaprio, Good Will Hunting, one of my favorites, Hacksaw Ridge, amazing war film, love war films, Interstellar, haven't seen it, sadly, Nightcrawler, best Jake Gyllenhaal performance ever, one of the best performances I've ever seen, The Outsiders, not the good version, I need the complete novel or whatever it's called, Prisoners, one of my favorite films of the decade, one of my favorite films probably ever, Romeo and Juliet with Leonardo DiCaprio. I remember really enjoying this film. I haven't seen it in like 2 years. We were talking about it today, and my friends said some of them don't like it. Saving Private Ryan, best war film, Snatch, fun, weird film, Brad Pitt's hilarious, Stand By Me, one of my favorite films. Now we get into our crime, American Gangster, haven't seen, American Hustle, amazing, David O. Russell is awesome, Blow, fun, Johnny Depp film, well fun isn't the best word, very good, Casino, blew me away the first time I watched it, amazing Scorsese film, Copland, very fun, great cast, Stallone, Harvey Keitel, Ray Liotta, and De Niro. The Departed, the film that made me want to really make films, got me into film. Donnie Brasco, underrated crime film. The Godfather trilogy, if the third one was as good as the first two, then this would be my favorite trilogy. I love the first two, some of the best films, some of my favorite films. Lethal Weapon collection, only seen the first two. The first one used to be one of my favorite films ever. It was the last film I watched before becoming a teenager. The Wolf of Wall Street, probably the funniest film ever made, also being an amazing, like, well thought out, smart film. Now we get into like our musicals and music related. 8 Mile, a very good, awesome film. I love it. Bohemian Rhapsody, it gets a lot worse every single time you watch it. La La Land, the best official movie musical. Les Miserables from 2012 with like Hugh Jackman and Anne Hathaway. Not nearly as good as the Broadway show, obviously. As an adaptation, it's okay. But as a movie musical, it's one of the better ones. I'm going to do a whole video on Phantom versus Les Mis very soon. Then we have what you don't want an adaptation to turn out like. Phantom of the Opera from 2004. Emmy Rossum, she's okay. Gerard Butler, awful. Phantom of the Opera, Royal Albert Hall, my favorite musical adaptation any of that ever made. I love the film. I have a little poster beside my bed. Then we have Love Never Dies, terrible sequel. I did a video on that. I want to do more videos on it explaining why I really don't like it. And then finally Whiplash, one of the best films I've ever seen, one of the best films of this decade. And then we have Caddyshack, love everything about it except Rodney Dangerfield, find it annoying. Creed, favorite film from 2015 and that I've seen. And then Creed 2, awesome sequel, Jerry Maguire, very good, Raging Bull, one of the best films ever. Rocky, phenomenal. Sandlot Collection, only seen the first one, only plan on watching that one. Slapshot, best hockey movie, I'm Canadian. And Talladega Nights. Now I'm just gonna go handheld for this instead of being on the tripod. This top bit here with like The Godfather, Goodfellas, Scarface, Reservoir Dogs, Schindler's List, those I own on Blu-ray or 4K. Italian Job I own on Blu-ray, I'll talk about that in a bit. Swordfish and Fallen, haven't seen, won't watch them for a while. Braveheart I own a better DVD, need to get that on 4K. X-Men First Class, already talked about that. And American Psycho, have it in 4K. Producers, haven't seen it. And then Family Ties, I've seen it for a few episodes of that. It's fun. Action films, so first off we have 300, which is awesome, really cool film. Baby Driver, one of the most well-made action films of recent years. Love it. Braveheart, awesome. Dunkirk, very good war film, love it, from Christopher Nolan. Even though it's probably my least favorite film I've seen from him, it's still got an A, so I think that says something about his filmography. Edge of Tomorrow, that's what I'm calling it, that's what it's called. Haven't seen it, but I will watch it soon. Face Off, again, haven't seen, I know it's a classic, really weird, have to see it. Fast and Furious 6, 7, and 8, need to own 5, it's my favorite of them. And they're fun, they're not great, obviously, but they're fun. Gangs of New York, cool Scorsese film, features great performance from Daniel Day-Lewis and DiCaprio, and Cameron Diaz is Gladiator used to be one of my favorite, like, top 10 favorite films. It's in, like, my top 25 or 30. Heat, one of the best action, whatever genre you want to put it under, I put it under action film of all time. So cool, love seeing Pacino and De Niro on screen at the same time. The Italian Job, I love the second half a lot more than the first one. From From what I can remember, I think I've seen it like once or twice. The Matrix, haven't seen Matrix Reloaded or Revolutions. Men in Black trilogy, love the first one. Second one's third one's okay. I don't remember a lot from the second and third that says something about the films. Minority Report, have not seen, will watch soon though. Sorry for my very shaky hands. It's resting on my leg. The Nice Guys, one of the funniest films I've ever seen. One of my favorite action, crime, all that kind of stuff films I put under action, but it is hilarious. Speed, great Keanu Reeves film. Terminator and Terminator 2 and Total Recall, all amazing. Terminator 2 used to be my favorite film for like 2 years. Top Gun, awesome. Tom Cruise. True Lies, haven't seen. Point Break, very good except for the acting. Predator, one of my favorite action films. Airplane, I got that for like Christmas because my uncle told my little cousin, who's like 4 or 5, to run down and grab a random movie and give it to me. So I'm like, okay, cool. I haven't seen that in a while. Anchorman, one of my favorites. Big, awesome. Bill and Ted's Excellent double feature. Only seen Excellent Adventure, not Bogus Journey. Daddy's Home 2. I have nostalgia with the film. It's not great, but I enjoy it. Dodgeball, hilarious. Good Boys, so funny. Goonies, great. No clue where the disc is for that. Dazed and Confused, one of my favorite comedies. It's such a well-made comedy though, from the 90s and in general. Dumb and Dumber, my favorite comedy. Ghostbusters, not as bad as people say. It's okay, it's fine, and I own the original somewhere, I don't know where. Jingle All the Way, my friend got it for me, Logan. It's so bad, it's awful, but I love watching it. Planes, Trains, and Automobiles, hilarious. Love John Candy, Steve Martin. Office Space, have to watch. Old School, love it, one of my favorite comedies too. Love Will Ferrell. Vince Vaughn, Luke Wilson, that's his name, I think, yep. Risky Business, Tom Cruise in his underwear. Do I have to say more? Spaceballs, hilarious. Step Brothers, one of my favorite comedies. Tag, I like it less every time I rewatch it. Tommy Boy, amazing. Vacation, it's okay from what I can remember. Wedding Crashers, awesome. Wedding Singer, my favorite Sandler comedy. My favorite Sandler film besides Uncut Gems, highly recommended. You Don't Mess with Zohan, I love Liar Liar, Bristol Myers, it's good. Happy Gilmore, love it. Billy Madison, love it. And now we're gonna go up there to the rest of my movies. Gonna cover them quickly and then the posters. We're just gonna quickly cover the movies up here. So first off, we have all the Harry Potter films, including Fantastic Beasts, the first one, haven't seen the second one. And then the Jackass entire show and movies, so fun to watch, so dumb. And then just below here we have Dark Knight Trilogy on DVD. The Batman Begins is in full screen. It's kind of annoying, but I'm glad I have it on 4K and Blu-ray. And then we have my pop, whatever they're called, pop funko things. We have Harry Potter, Ron Weasley, Dumbledore, and Newt Scamander. Then we have Spider-Man or Night Monkey, whatever he calls himself, Far From Home, Dustin from Stranger Things, Hopper, Kay, I think that's his name, from Blade Runner 2049, Ryan Gosling. Derek Zoolander, Luke Skywalker, Poe Dameron, Stitch, my favorite Disney character, Hans Gruber, Marty McFly, and then back there we have Deadshot. We're just gonna pretend like we don't. Behind everything is this Batman and Joker from the original 1989 film, which is one of my favorite things I owned, you know, hanging off the end of the finale of it. Sorry if that was loud. And now we're gonna cover the posters. Actually, we'll start off with this Michael Jackson one. I made this. I went on this little phase about 3 years ago where I made pictures into stuff like this with some effects. I like this one, Michael Jackson. He's one of my favorite artists. And yeah, now here's a closer look at stuff you'll see in the background of my videos. We have Taxi Driver, love it, Alien, Gladiator, and Fight Club. Big Star Wars poster along with R2-D2 with Phantom of the Opera mask that was used for Halloween. You can see the red face paint I used. The Lighthouse ticket. Oh, we have BB-8. It's actually a remote control thing that works still somehow. Dumb and Dumber and Ace Ventura, VHS, my 2 favorite comedies probably. Then we have 8 Mile. I really like this one. It's cool. The Terminator, Star Wars Original Trilogy, Aliens. Love Aliens just a little bit more than Alien. Taxi Driver over there, Robert De Niro. 2001: A Space Odyssey. We have this awesome Star Wars Force Awakens poster, which I really like. I've had this up for years. I used to have a whole lot of Star Wars posters. Over a bit and zoom out. We have my Stranger Things poster that's above my bed. And then we have a poster that's from the Once Upon a Time in Hollywood collector's edition or whatever. One of the films that Rick Dalton's in. And finally in the corner here we have my Eminem poster. Eminem, he's my favorite rapper. I really love that poster. Now moving over to this wall, we actually I'll stand in front of the camera for this one. Barely in frame, I gotta bend down a bit. And now on this wall, we have an Iron Man poster. I think it's for like Iron Man 2, it says down here. But I love this poster, it looks really cool. We have Breaking Bad, thing that I printed off. Breaking Bad, my favorite show, right beside the Breaking Bad entire show. I hope I'm still in frame. Love this poster. And then we have Harry and Marv escaped. It came in that Home Alone thing. Up here we have a massive Deadpool poster, which I got from Walmart. As I said, Deadpool is my favorite Marvel film, like in general, X-Men, MCU, out of all that. Deadpool is my favorite, even though it's not in the MCU. And then beside that, we'll go over there. I'm gonna go handheld here. So this came in that Godfather set down there. Godfather Part 2, Godfather Part 3, but I put like the third one up. I was gonna put these two over there, but I decided not to do that, and I put it here. And above this, we have, sorry for the glare, Corleone family tree. Shows a lot of their family, and I love this poster. And finally, we have a Stranger Things calendar. We get a calendar every year. Christmas this year, it's Stranger Things. Let's just say I'm not excited for June though. Yeah, that's all my movies, all my posters. I think I covered everything. I didn't cover books, I don't have a lot. Just Stephen King, Misery, The Shining, all the Harry Potter books, which I've read, and Carrie somewhere in there. There's It, I haven't read it. Then that book over there. And actually there is one more poster. It's this 100 movies bucket list, which I'm gonna finish hopefully soon. And yeah, for the films I've seen over half. Obviously, this is my Casey Neistat angle. Thank you all for watching. I enjoyed making this video. I hope it's not an hour like the last one I filmed. And I'm glad I got to cover basically everything movie related in my room. Tell me what the best things I have in here and some of your favorite things in your collection. I'll see you guys next time. Over and out.